It's true. And
I actually agree with you.
Huh?
I agree with you.
Exactly. It's not. Wait, did you agree with me?
Hey. Breeze past it. Nothing happened.
Very well.
How many people do you know can survive a huge hammer being bashed on their head?
Bugs Bunny.
So
Don't
you
boo me, I'm right.
What in the Rick Boo is this? I have literal powers.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yo, what is going on? This is Unbounded. Welcome again. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Truth Teller. Long make it my boy Isaac. What's going on, dog?
I'm good. I was watching our intro video, and I remember the first part of when I started singing Superman by Goldfinger, and I was about to see if I could catch you start singing it before you did. Yeah, before you said your intro, and I realized I was like a half second too late. So
you gotta be quicker than that, man.
That's true. It's true. The song's fire.
Oh my gosh, I've been going back and watching a lot of the old episodes. I miss Breon, dog.
Yeah, some of the episodes I'm realizing we should have been doing videos sooner when we had Breon.
Yeah,
we should have been doing video way sooner.
I will be posting over the next few days into 2022. I will be posting a lot of the what I deem to be highlights of the podcast. I posted a few days ago our debate about Little Debbie snacks and Hostess snacks.
I saw that.
A lot of people have been saying that they prefer oatmeal cream pies, and now I'm just going to tell you all that you're wrong. It is still chocolate chip cream pies, and I'm standing by that statement. I don't care who disagrees. I know Isaac disagrees wholeheartedly.
I mean, I was gonna say, I just want to let you know that you are still wrong, and if those of you who listen to us who chose oatmeal cream pies, we appreciate your support, but you're also wrong. We all know fudge rounds are the best.
First of all, rule number one: Mr. True Teller is always right. Rule number two: if Mr. True Teller is wrong, refer to rule number one. I know you remember that song in Miss Rossitina's room.
That's great. That's great.
I say that all the time at work. I'm like, rule number one, I'm always right. Rule number two, if I'm wrong, refer to rule number one.
That's
because at the end of the day, I'm still right.
I mean, that's debatable. It's debatable.
Who's going to debate me?
Well, I mean, I was right when I said. You know, you said, what else did you say in the intro? You said, who could survive a shot to the head with a giant hammer? I said Bugs Bunny. You laughed, but you know I was right.
But I wasn't talking about I was talking about in real life, sir. Bugs Bunny's not real. Granted, the thing is not real either, but that's not the point.
he could still survive it.
Well, clearly, we just saw it happen.
He can still survive it.
Oh my gosh. Your team won.
Yes, we did.
I saw a video. I didn't realize Jake Fromm actually played in the game. Do you think Jake Fromm's going to get a start next week?
He should.
He looked pretty solid in his drive.
Because, what's his name? Mike Glennon?
Mike Glennon.
Yeah, if I'm the Giants, I'm like, I saw what Jake Fromm did. I'm like, yeah, that's good, you know. He was completing a lot of passes, you know. Granted, he didn't get far, but he decided, I need to tuck and run here. You know what I mean? Making good decisions. That's why he was making some good decisions, you know, in the game. So that's how I look at it.
That's what you need. You need a good decision maker. And granted, I think they're going to need to get another running back soon because I don't think. I don't think Saquon is going to be your long term answer. Especially
he was at one point, but that was before he got injured, and you guys decided, yeah, we're not going to get a line to protect this guy.
Saquon at one point was the best running back in the NFC East.
Yes.
Oh wow, here recently, guys. There you go. I was hoping that you would say no. It's always been Zeke, but yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm a realistic Cowboys fan.
Fair
I
enough.
can openly admit, these last couple of seasons, Zeke has not been the Zeke of 2016 and 17. His first 2 years, he's the most recent years. He has not been the same. He hasn't.
Which I think that it just comes with the shelf life of a running back.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna see Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry may not be the same when he comes back.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just the way of the running back. I mean, not many running backs are going to be able to produce at the high level that they were doing years before. I mean, everybody can't be Frank Gore. Speaking of Frank Gore.
So
I did not mean to do that. I'm just gonna let you know I did not mean to bring Frank Gore's name up. He got knocked out.
Look, so there are two takes that I've heard from that event that Frank Gore was involved in. The first one is that Jake Paul is doing the fight game the right way. And he's blatantly rubbing it in Dana White's face that you're not paying your guys enough. That's one side. Because he's absolutely right. They're not getting paid enough. The UFC fighters do not get paid enough to do what they do.
And he's look. This is what needs to happen. If for any other reason to not support him, I support him for that reason alone.
Exactly. Now, on the other hand, I would have been more impressed with the knockout if it wasn't Tyron Woodley. If he hadn't fought Tyron Woodley already.
I'm just going to say this.
That's not to say that it wasn't impressive. That's not what I'm saying.
I think it's time for people to actually put some respect on his name now.
No, I'm saying it's not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the knockout wasn't impressive. I'm saying I would have been more impressed if he hadn't fought him already.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, I mean, hey.
Because I've seen a lot of people say that, this was rigged. And it's the same excuse that they've been using the entire time. I'm just like, dog, just give it. They're legit. It's okay. They may not be the greatest boxer ever, but they're legit.
They're
legit
enough to get in the UFC. They're legit enough to get into the UFC.
Yeah, I will agree there.
Which is not easy, you know.
No.
You know,
the only way it's easy is if you have a big name like CM Punk.
Yeah. And then.
But now, I know this was something that made you happy.
Now, however, one last thing I'm gonna say about this, I don't like the fact that it seems, and it's kind of smart, but like, I'm gonna need him to fight some tougher people. You know what I mean?
I think that'll come.
That's just me.
The more people see this, and now he's gaining heat now. So I think it's going to come to that point where he's going to have to go ahead and get in.
Low key, I don't even look at this as a kind of like heel, like a typical wrestling heel, like disrespecting boxing kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't look at this. I look at this in a way and saying like I said the first time, like this is a dude who is making money, helping others make money.
He is basically putting more money in people's pockets, and that's all I care about.
Which I can appreciate. However, I do say because Jorge Masvidal released a video challenging him to a fight in the octagon, and even if it's not in the octagon, if they agree to a fight in boxing, I just want Jake Paul to keep in mind that for like 20 years, Jorge Masvidal was fighting in parking lots under Kimbo Slice.
I don't think he can beat Masvidal.
I don't think so either.
I will be genuinely surprised if he can beat Masvidal.
I don't think he will. Because like I said, Masvidal is a guy who's like, well, he's like a street fighter, a legit street fighter. Like I said, when Kimbo Slice was doing this stuff, that's where Masvidal was fighting on the undercards of that. So
Did
he's
you
got
see
some
that
hands.
knockout at Fight Night, the main event of Fight Night Saturday?
Oh, Derek Lewis?
Yeah,
That's
that was that. Oh boy,
Derek Lewis is a bad dude, man.
That's a bad man, boy. I tell you.
Honestly, he should probably get the next shot at, if depending on how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the next shot at Francis Ngannou.
I'm here for it.
I wouldn't be surprised because that's coming up next. I think that's the next UFC event. 270 Ngannou versus, I forgot who he's fighting, but I know it's for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I wouldn't be surprised if after that, Derek Lewis.
I
is
think
the
Lewis
next
is probably next in line.
Huh?
I would think Lewis is next in line.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Back to football. This is something that's going to put a smile on your face. Now, I didn't think that the Saints was going to be able to pull the win off this week against the Buccaneers.
But
so that was a surprise there. But I think the biggest surprise is the fact that they blanked the Buccaneers.
Yes, it's good, but however, now all you skeptics, don't get it twisted. This means absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It means absolutely nothing.
Because
we all know
the Saints swept the last year.
Because we all know Tom Brady and the Bucs are going to get in the playoffs and turn into this machine that runs on referees.
I mean, to be fair, the referees have just been equally bad all year. Right?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying they enhance in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just get worse. I mean, people thought the replacement refs were bad.
These are regular refs, and they're getting progressively worse.
Yeah. So here's my thing.
Is it back in style?
So you got to remember, Tom Brady played most of this game without Chris Godwin.
Yeah, who tore his ACL?
So he's out for the season. Mike Evans did absolutely. He only had a catch for 14 yards. Did he not play the whole game? So
I'm not sure.
Chris Godwin's out. Now, we talked about it, and I said that I didn't think that AB would be coming back to the team. I think now with Chris Godwin being out, that may have given him a little bit of an advantage in this whole situation. So now I feel like they don't have another choice but to bring him back. And then also dealing with Tom Brady and seeing how much him being cut from the Patriots 2 years ago really messed with Tom Brady's head. I think that they're going to keep him around for this season and the season only.
Barcelona just scored against Sevilla. It's now tied 1-1.
Ooh. So this may, and I may be wrong again, and I will say I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but this may be it for AB. This might be his last season.
Like I said, if we all know Tom Brady loves winning almost as much as he loves cheating, but
hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
But never mind.
I'm pretty sure his favorite wrestler was Eddie Guerrero.
I was gonna say Ric Flair because he's the dirtiest player in the game. So
either or, a lot of cheat still.
It's always weird. Ric Flair would cheat sometimes, but he would almost rarely get caught. I always found that interesting.
I mean, so did Eddie. Eddie would hit you with a chair, throw the chair down and take a bump.
No, what I'm saying, but Flair would do it Flair would do it kind of how Tom's doing it. He would do it, but like subtly. You know what I mean? Whereas in some cases, Eddie would be blatant with it.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie would blatantly cheat. Tom like subtly cheat. Like Ric Flair would subtly cheat. Subtle. Yeah.
Well, he learned from the greatest. He learned from the great.
Oh, yeah.
Belichick.
Yeah, exactly. So
Belichick's the OG.
He is.
So yeah, I still think the Buccaneers have a really strong shot to the Super Bowl here.
But I think
I think the Packers may be the biggest threat right now.
I was gonna say that. I'm not gonna say us
Them are the
because
Rams.
we're not there yet.
The Rams may have a really good shot too, because now you start seeing Odell Beckham's kind of catching his footing.
Yeah, I'm not saying us because, like I said, I love us, but our offense is not where it needs to be there. Defensive wise, tighten some stuff up. Yes,
I think the offense will be fine. And here's the thing: when it comes to regular season and postseason, hold on. You've seen a lot of teams can flip it on and off. So
yes.
It all depends on how you play once week 18 is over and you get into the wild card, because I don't know if the Cowboys are going to get that number 1 seed at the moment.
I don't think we will. Right now we're number 2.
Right. Yeah, so you're at number 2. It all depends on the Packers. So the Packers next week have the Browns. 17, they had y'all play the football team next week as well. So
we play the football team, the Cardinals, and then the Eagles.
So the Cardinals y'all might beat the Cardinals. So y'all have the Cardinals next week. Packers have the Vikings, which is going to be a question mark game. So keep an eye out week 17. And then week 18, y'all got the Eagles and they have the Lions. So really,
the only way I see us getting into the Super Bowl is if somehow the Super Bowl is somehow we don't run into the Packers, the Bucks, or the Rams. Like somehow the first round, like I don't care if one of those teams gets the first round bye, but and then the Rams and the Bucks and the Packers play somebody else, and then they get eliminated by a smaller team, which I'm not discrediting those teams who are like 6-7 or 7-7 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not, because this is a weird year for football. You know how I know? Cincinnati is in the college football playoff. Do you know? Speaking of Cincinnati, do you know the percentage they had at the beginning of season of making the playoff before the season started?
0.3.
Exactly. It's exactly that, actually.
Oh wow.
0.3%. Do you know Michigan? What Michigan's was?
I'm going to say like a 3.
0.05%.
Jesus. But then again, you think about it. I think because I said it to y'all Sunday. I was like, "What is going on with this week in football?" Because we already had started off the week with a lot of the COVID situations. We had 2 games tonight. We had 2 games last night.
Both those games started at the same time, which is weird.
Yeah, very weird. I'll be at church, but still, it was a lot of weird stuff going on. So the Panthers played the whole game without a kicker.
So they just went for 2 every time?
Yes, because the kicker got injured during warm-ups.
You don't have a backup kicker. I mean,
well, you would think that the punter would be that guy, but evidently the punter's not really.
Oh no, we found that out the hard way during preseason.
So there you go. So then they had PJ. They had not PJ Morton. Walker. He was they had him audition to be the place kicker for the day. So they played without a kicker.
Wait, PJ Walker, who was like a star in the XFL. PJ Walker.
Yes, he tried out to be the kicker for the game.
I imagine that went about as how I thought it.
Let's just say he almost made the extra point during warm-ups.
Because the thing is, some of these guys can actually kick, though.
Oh yeah.
Like I bet when Chad Johnson tried it, people think like, he ain't gonna get it, and he nailed it, man.
I mean, Chad Johnson was almost in the XFL, wasn't he, to be a kicker?
No, he was on the practice squad for Kansas City, the MLS team in Kansas City.
There you go. I remember he try out for.
And then Jeff Heath, he's a good kicker. I don't know if he's still playing, but he was a good kicker. When Dan Bailey went down against the 49ers,
I remember that.
Nailed the extra point,
Other weird news from this week.
Actually, that's not true. He didn't nail the extra point. Well, he got it, but it like bounced off the upright and still went in, so it counts.
Well, at least he's not Cody Parkey.
Yeah, he didn't dunk it.
So another weird news: the Cardinals got blown out.
That is weird.
By the Lions, might I add. So now the Lions are no longer in possession of that number 1 pick.
That's funny. With the tie.
That belongs to the Jaguars now.
They have a tie. That's funny.
And I think that's
they're
wrong.
not the number. They have a tie, and they're not the number 1 pick. That's funny.
They may be number 3 now.
Still
2 or 3, but number 1 now is for the Jaguars, who lost to the Texans 30-16. I don't think looking at the Jaguars schedule now, do I think the Jaguars have a chance? Oh, we have another Tank Bowl next week. We have the Jets and the Jags. Gotta love Tank Bowl. Patriots in week 17, and they close out, I want to say, against the Colts, which the Colts are really pushing heavy for a wild card spot. Actually, I take that back. The Colts are pushing for that division spot. And
Jonathan Taylor has put that team on his back.
Yeah, and I say that because the Titans are kind of killing themselves right now.
They're kind of lost without Derrick.
Because first of all, I don't know why they even decided to go do anything on the Steelers logo after what happened last week. Just stop going on the team's logos before games, okay? It doesn't end well. What else is going? What else happened that was weird this week? The Colts beat the Patriots. That was I didn't see that coming. Also in week 16 news, the football team is planning to bring their benches to Dallas.
I mean, hey, I admire the gamesmanship. I really do.
Looking at this week, we got the Bears coming off of a short week since we played tonight.
I admire the gamesmanship.
That should be interesting. Titans, 49ers. I'm trying to see any interesting games coming up this week. This looks like a very boring week.
Yeah, you get those
Rams, Vikings, Raiders. Yeah. Steelers, Chiefs. No. Yeah, this is gonna be a very boring week. Well, looks like we won't have Tyler Lockett tonight, or Alex Collins. Neither have cleared protocol.
Did y'all beat the? Have y'all beat the Rams before? Or they beat you?
They beat us. That was the game. Russell Wilson got injured, and we were this close to coming back in it.
Well, you know what they say about close.
Yeah, it only counts the horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's correct.
Let's get into this. All right. Anything else sports wise?
I was gonna say that I had something for this, but I forgot. People are not giving Cincinnati enough of a chance. I think Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati has a really, really decent chance to beat Alabama.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
I agree.
And I don't mean this as in any given Sunday kind of way, like in a way like this as like, yo, Alabama might mess around and lose this game. It might mess around. I think they're playing like, Auburn or something and get beat.
No, because Cincinnati's good.
Yeah.
It should be quite the fun game to watch though. All right, so before we get to our top 10 matches, I'm looking at some of these awards usually put out by one David Meltzer. And I want to do our own version. If you give me your name and I'm going to give you my name. So he has here for Wrestler of the Year. I'm going to do a male Wrestler of the Year and female Wrestler of the Year. My male Wrestler of the Year is Roman Reigns. And my female Wrestler of the Year is going to be Bianca Belair. I was really debating Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, but just that hiatus kind of was like I got to edge at the Roman. But Bryan is my number 2, definitely.
For me, Wrestler of the Year is Male. I might male. I gotta say, I'm gonna say Roman as well. Nah, say it with your chest, Isaac. I'm gonna say I actually like Shingo. I think Shingo Takagi has been now. Granted, not granted anything. Shingo. I'm going Shingo.
All right, Shingo and
Because
the female.
this year for him, you knew him winning the title this year was inevitable. Honestly,
Right.
you know, you knew it was going to happen. Ever since he got to New Japan, I'm thinking, yo, that guy's going to be world heavyweight champion soon. You know,
Yeah.
and he did. He got here, was dominant. Just like he didn't lose a match. He debuted in 2018 at King of Pro Wrestling. He didn't lose a match until the Best of Super Juniors final in 2019 when he lost to Will Ospreay. That's like 6 months of victories, of not getting pinned or submitted. So, like in anything, not even in tag matches, singles matches, multi-tag matches, none of that. Multiple time junior tag champ, all that. But this year, he started off the year, had a banger against Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight Championship this year, had bangers with Ospreay for the World Heavyweight Championship, had the banger with Okada to win the World Championship, had a good run in the G1. He didn't win it, of course, but still, like, it was a good, solid run. You know, good, solid run. To the point where I'm not sure what's going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom. But he had a good, solid year. Really took everything that New Japan had to offer him, and worked with it to the best visibility. And I got to admire him for that.
Any female?
Female. Britt Baker. Britt Baker. She's been carrying the division for a while, honestly. But yeah, I'm gonna go Britt Baker. You know, actually, that's not true. That's not true. I'm bullshitting Bianca. I'm bullshitting Bianca.
Who is your rookie of the year?
Rookie. Say Carmelo. I like Carmelo. Carmelo Hayes.
You gonna say Carmelo?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I like Carmelo. I think I see great. He's definitely NXT champion in the future.
I'm gonna say Breaker. It's ridiculous that the fact that he's been wrestling a year and looks like he's been doing this thing all his life. It's just amazing.
Wait, hang on. How long for rookie? Like first year or like young?
I would say 3 years or less.
Hold tight.
I think he's like 5 years in.
To Carmelo?
Yeah.
Hold tight. You said 3 years or less?
Yeah. Dang, he's only 27 too. Oh wow, he's 6 years in. No, he's 7 years in. He started in 2014.
Dang, she's 9 years.
Who?
Never mind. I was gonna say Maki Ito, but she's 9. She's 9 years in. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker.
Actually, I'm gonna say Anthony Ogogo.
Ooh, he's in some hot water right now with the fans. I'll say that much.
What? Yeah. I think he's definitely about that situation. I think I definitely think because he's in the U.S., I think him and Gresham will squash that.
Yeah.
Not because I want them to squash it, because I still want to keep liking Ogogo. But like, I think like both of them are man enough to be like, yo, let's squash this thing. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he has connections to get to him, so he can really iron everything out.
Because he put the thing out there. He said like, if you want to talk about it, if we can chat about it, we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think Ogogo's the type of person is that big headed.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like I said it like that's not a. He was like you say, he's a bit of a prick. He was being a bit of a prick with what he was saying, but I don't think it was like he was trying to like shoot or be heel, be like this cheap heat or whatever. You know what I mean? Because like I say, he don't need that. He don't need cheap heat. Look at him.
All right, I got one more.
Right.
If there's one person that you thought was somebody that grew on you over the year, was it a wrestler that grew on you over this course of a year?
That grew on me. So I mean, I like this, but Bianca, she really.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I've known that you have not been the biggest fan of Bianca for a while, so I can see that.
She definitely grew on me.
I'm gonna say Statlander.
Yeah, I love her.
I didn't care for her first, but
you said the same thing about Orange Cassidy.
Hey, sometimes you got to let things grow on you.
You said and let you dress up like them.
Hey! I got people taking pictures with me.
You did it twice, man.
I got a picture out there that I ain't gonna ever see in my life.
Oh, because it was on homie's phone, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh wow.
It'd be so funny if I catch that picture 5 years down the road.
If you do, I'm gonna be in.
I took this picture with this random black guy. All right, so let's get down to these top 10s. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't. For the most part, I know what my number one is, but from 10 to 2 is not really going to be completely in order.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna start off my number 10. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa at St. Patrick's Day Massacre.
Oh, that's the lights out match?
Yeah.
That was a good match. That really was. I have 3 honorable mentions I want to get out. 13, Jungle Boy Dax Harwood. It was at the beginning of the year. And it came after weeks of like FTR using dirty tactics to win. You know what I mean? Like interferences and all that. So to see this match play out the way it did was really good. Number 12, Charlie Evans versus Alex Colon at the Nick Gage Invitational. Charlie Evans was like the last female in the tournament, and she put on a good one with Alex Colon. It was really good, really fun. And then number 11 is Sami Callihan and versus Kenny Omega at Slammiversary. The only reason this is on here is because at the beginning of the match, Sami was going to hit him with a chair, but he stopped, put the chair down, and then snapped on a headlock. He said, wrestling, and then snapped the headlock on the Kenny Omega while he's sitting in the chair. That's the only reason it's on this list. But my number 10 is Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley from WrestleMania.
That was really good. I didn't even have that on my list. Yeah. I got a WrestleMania up here, but that's not it.
Yeah. Why do you think that's on my list?
The clean finish.
The clean finish. Because it opened the show, and when the match opens the show, what is the one thing you just want from it? Especially a WWE show. You know what I want?
A clean match. A clean finish.
From 2 dudes who look like look at them. Do they really look like they need help?
Nah.
Exactly. So that's one number.
That's what the funny thing is, Lashley was saying that Monday. He was like, MVP, I don't need your help. My number 9, a match that I know Isaac probably will never watch in his life, but it was amazing. Edge versus Seth Rollins. Hell in a Cell at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, no. My
This is
apologies.
probably the greatest Hell in a Cell match I've seen since Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose.
That's good. It did, from the clips I've seen, it does look good.
This was amazing, so I had to throw that up there. I know a lot of people didn't watch it for their various reasons, which is respectable, especially those who are sticking by their guns for it.
Yeah.
But just for me and my reasonings, I love this match.
My number 9 is Shuri versus Utami Hayashishita at Stardom. Cinderella Dream. It's their big show in the Tokyo Dome. They had they were going like 60 minutes. It was a world title match. It was a World of Stardom championship. But they went to a time limit draw the first time.
So they did a Broadway.
They did that, and then they went 30 more minutes.
Jesus.
And that went to a draw. So they essentially wrestled an hour and a half. And like but there were multiple times in the point where I'm thinking, yo, they're gonna pull it off. So one of them's gotta pull it off, right? No, the strikes, kicks, all that, they did whatever it took to try and get the win, but they couldn't put each other away. Great piece of work, though. Great piece of work.
Number 8. Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Darby Allin at All Out.
You mean Full Gear?
Yeah, Full Gear. My fault.
Because he fought Jericho at All Out, right?
Yeah, now that you say that, yeah. This is not, by the way, this is not my last match for Full Gear. Full Gear was a really good show.
It was a good show.
I stand by this, and I say Full Gear was better than All Out.
No, I actually agree with you. No, I agree.
No, because I know a lot of people were saying that All Out was the best show.
Why'd you? I like that match too. But why do you think I didn't? Why do you think it's not on my list?
Why?
The finish. I know he's a heel, but here's
I think that's what made it that much better for me, because he did exactly.
I know, but it's like I get MJF as a heel. I get it. I get he has the beautiful diamond ring. I get all that, and I get he's supposed to do these things. But like, with the matches that good, like I need, he said he said it was going to beat him with a headlock takeover. I'm saying, dog, do what they do in New Japan. Like, work him over until you get him with the headlock takeover. You know what I mean?
I thought it was I thought it was great.
I just didn't like that part. Seriously, I'm sitting there like, man, that match was good, but I hate that finish.
I thought it was great. Speaking of which, there's a match up here I'm pretty sure there's a match that's not on my card. Let me see. I may have put it up here. Did I put it up here? I did not, for that main reason, because I didn't like the finish.
Oh, sweet.
So yes, I did not put the match from last Wednesday on my list because of the finish.
Yeah, that was not. I couldn't get behind that. Like I said, I get he's good. Look, here's how I know MJF can do it. Well, obviously he can do it. He's not booked to do it, but that's not the point. He wrestled Jungle Boy last year, Double or Nothing, for they went 20 minutes. He beat him clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying so. I know he can do it. So I'm like, what's the point of the ring?
My thing is, you can, you should be able to beat people clean, but at the same time, and sometimes beating somebody in a dirty fashion is protecting. Is protecting the person depending on whoever the person's wrestling. So like Darby, you don't really want to beat him completely clean. Especially when he is basically, I would consider Darby to be the number 2 face of the company outside of CM Punk. So you got Paige, and then there's Darby for me. Punk is like a legacy item. He's practically like on the cusp of legend. So you got those like your Jericho, your Bryan, your CM Punks. But then you look at your upper and comers, it's Hangman, then Darby. That's just me. Did you go? What was that? 10, 9, 8. Did you put your 8?
My number 8. Zack Saber Jr. versus Katsuyori Shibata at the G1 Climax final. This wasn't really a match. It was a 5-minute UWF exhibition, which is like UWF is like technical submission style. Basically, there's no pinfalls. You only win by submission or knockout. And it was Katsuyori Shibata's first in-ring action since 2017 against Kazuchika Okada when he almost died. Not in the ring, but like afterwards. He had a hematoma and almost died. And then he came back like a couple months later saying, I'm alive. So, but yeah, that's why this is on that list. Because if you watch it, it's a, first of all, obviously it's a technical masterpiece because Shibata and Zack Sabre Jr. wrestle the same style. Only Shibata hits like a little bit harder, but it was great. It was a fun thing to watch. Very fun. Oh, and he's going to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom. So not sure who's going to wrestle, but if he's not wrestling Zack Sabre Jr., I don't want it. Or Bryan Danielson.
So evidently AJ Styles is going to be on NXT tonight too.
Do I care or not? Do I care about that?
I kind of want to see what's going to happen. Is he's supposed
That's
to be,
what I'm saying. Like, do I want to? Am I intrigued?
He's going to be dealing with Grayson, who has been a heat magnet for the last few weeks. I appreciate where he's going right now, especially after what he did to Johnny.
I'm thinking about getting one of Johnny's shirts, by the way. Some of the shirts look really cool.
Yeah, they do look dope. My number 7 is going to be Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega at Full Gear.
AEW Marks will be hunting you on Twitter for this, by the way.
I don't care. I'm already called E-Drone anyway. It's not the worst thing you could call me.
That's true. Number 7 for me is Josh Alexander versus TJP in an Iron Man match on Impact for the X Division Championship. It was like Brett and Shawn in the ring, only way better and less, I guess, toxic heat between them. But yeah, this is a wrestling. If you want pure wrestling clinic, and no pun intended on Jonathan Gresham, but yeah, that was a pure professional wrestling clinic. Josh Alexander and TJP. Very good stuff. And we got it on free television. That's what was amazing. Such a good match. You know. Very, very good.
And by the way, for those who didn't hear me the first time, my list is not completely in order outside of the number one on the list. So yes, I've already said it, but that's not necessarily where I have it, in all honesty.
By the way, one thing I left off here internally just because it wasn't this is one of the cases where the sequel wasn't better. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov didn't make the cut for me.
Hold that thought.
The original was better. Well, not the original from their times on the Indies. The first one they had in WWE was better, and it'll always be better. Yeah.
My number 6 is going to be Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
I know it's not in order, but I imagine that would be in your top 5. Wow.
I mean, let's put it this way: this was the greatest women's wrestling match of 2021. On this side of the pond.
Damn.
Because I knew where you were going. This was the greatest women's wrestling match on this side of the pond.
Well, to be fair, I haven't seen Charlie Evans versus Rina Yamashita in a death match they had at GCW, but I imagine it was banging.
Well, you know how I feel about death matches.
Yeah. My number 6 is CM Punk Eddie Kingston. Which now I think about it, I want to change it to Brian Danielson, Eddie Kingston. You know what? Screw it. I'm keeping it. CM Punk, Eddie Kingston from Full Gear. No, screw it. That's not what I said. Number 6 is Brian Danielson, Eddie Kingston from Rampage. Great work, Eddie. Eddie's going. Eddie is going places. You know, like Eddie Kingston should be world champion before he retires.
Agreed.
In
AEW. My number 5 is going to be Roman Reigns versus Cesaro at WrestleMania Backlash.
Nice.
One of the most unsung. I really think this is probably one of the more underrated matches of the year as well.
I believe that. I think so too. Cesaro finally got a shot,
and he delivered.
He did as best he could, which is all he could do. Number 5 is Punk Kingston from Full Gear. This was just a fight. It was a fight. Like those dudes were fighting the whole time. You know. It was really great. I love Punk's gear in the match too.
Was that that was when he came out with the jiu-jitsu shorts?
Yeah, the trunks. Yeah, it was a really, really fun match. Really fun. Somebody said it was better than 6'3" which 6'3" 94 is Toshiaki Kawada versus Mitsuhiro Misawa.
Man, I wasn't even one yet.
Huh?
I wasn't even 1 year.
I know what I'm saying. I've seen that match. That match was great, but
I know a lot of old heads are probably going to say that they're smoking crack.
They're about the same. What are you talking about back in the 94?
Yeah, a lot of old heads will probably tell those people that are saying that they're smoking crack.
Well, that the match from 94 is better than this, or the other way around? Gotta help me out here, buddy.
No, about that match being better.
About Punk Kingston. Yeah. Yeah. It was good though. It's definitely good. Shit's long though, but
let's look at this is 4.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus on an episode of Raw. This is March the 1st.
This is a last man standing match they had, right? Or is this a street fight?
This was the street fight. It was the same night that Bobby Lashley won the title. I'll say that much.
Okay.
I was in the gym, literally in the gym watching this. And I stopped my workout just to watch. And I would do my next reps during commercial break. Usually if I'm in the gym watching wrestling, I'm just kind of having on for background noise. But this was that good.
By the way, how are your legs from yesterday?
Surprisingly, they're not bad.
Same.
They were worse. They were worse last night, dog.
Same. Like, I mean, I'm feeling it in like my quads right now, but I haven't turned into Kevin Nash.
Oh no, I feel like they'll be worse tomorrow though.
Yeah, I think that too. You see what I did there with Kevin Nash?
Yeah. Quick.
Right. Good. My number 4 is Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. This match was everything it was advertised to be, to see who was the best. Now, granted, we didn't get an answer, but it was everything we thought it was going to be, and it delivered. Crowd was into it from the beginning. And Bryan Danielson said the iconic line that he's used that we hadn't heard since he left the independent scene. He is going to get his fucking head kicked in.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. By the way, his theme sounds so much better with that in there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That just go crazy.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, what I got left?
Sounds so much better.
I got 3 more left. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Number
You got
3.
it. Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, SmackDown, April 30th.
Didn't you already tell me you're one? I feel like you already told me you're one. Yesterday, but I don't remember.
I mean,
No, I remember. I remember it. That's a good one, by the way. That was a good one.
Daniel, people are like, yes, Bryan Danielson has been having bangers on AEW, but I don't think anybody has gone out as strong as Daniel Bryan did in WWE.
No.
Yeah, Mox had the special and everything, but Daniel Bryan went out
On the Shield. He went out on the Shield.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan went out with one of his best matches. He
good.
put everything into this last match in WWE.
He made me believe. That's
so.
true.
Props to Bryan.
Absolutely.
For what a amazing WWE run, bro. And continue on with that great run into another company. For those who don't know, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson is my favorite wrestler.
Kota Ibushi's mine. Who did make this list because injuries and kind of an underwhelming year considering the last 2 years. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Your 3?
Will Ospreay versus Ricky Knight Jr. from Rev Pro High Stakes. For those who don't know, Ricky Knight Jr. is Paige's nephew. And at the time of this, he was the British heavyweight champion, but Will Ospreay was also the British heavyweight champion. So they had a unification match, and it was class. Absolutely class. I did not expect the way the match went. I didn't expect the finish to be the finish. Put it that way. That's why it was so good. You know, I did not expect the finish to be the finish. I thought it was going to be somebody actually hitting their finisher, but they didn't. But yeah, that was good. Very well done.
My 2. Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega at AEW Grand Slam.
I imagine it's for the same reasons I said it, right?
Yeah. This was great. And I was cool with this time limit draw.
How'd you feel about the Paige Bryan draw?
I wasn't really too fond of it.
I wasn't either. I watched it, then I looked at the discourse on Twitter, and it was like people were talking about it like it was Omega and Okada, the draw they had at Dominion 2017. Which I remember that, but that match had more drama than this match.
Yeah.
Because that match was centered around...
I really feel like they could have built this even further.
But I feel like they could have actually had a better story in the match. Like, Kenny hit the buckshot? Because that's what Kenny had against Okada. Because in that first match he had with Okada, he never hit the one-winged angel. Here, he was like, okay, Kenny's hit the one-winged angel here? And he did, but it didn't count. Well, he got a foot on the rope. God, it was a great match.
So I'm watching All In right now. Somehow it just popped up on my YouTube, so I'm just watching. I think this is Christopher Daniels going to get somebody. Christopher Daniels gets out of the ring.
Daniels and Amell, Stephen Amell.
Okay, that's what it is. So he falls on the apron, stands up, just lays right on the table. I'm like, what? Well, at least it worked out for the table because Amell went through the table and nobody was home.
Because that was when Amell blamed Daniels blamed Amell for the death of somebody we don't like talking about anymore.
Death of somebody we don't. Oh. The penis is about to come on the TV, aren't they? Oh Lord. I'm not looking. All right, cool. All right, are we on one?
My 2 was Maki Ito versus Miyu Yamashita from Wrestle Princess on October 9th. I love this match. I loved it to death. I was watching this whole match hoping, praying that, oh my gosh, I hope Maki Ito wins. Because I watched her win the tournament that led up to this title shot. And she called it, if she won this, it would be her happy ending. And yeah, great piece of work. Great piece of work. It also had one of the best sequences I've ever seen. Yamashita went for a knee, and Maki Ito countered it by like catching her knee and then rolling backwards into a single leg crab. It was the smoothest thing ever. Very smooth. So yeah, that was great. That was my 2.
And the ref just like took his shirt off. My number 1, Ilya Dragunov versus Walter at TakeOver 36.
Yeah, that wasn't that great to me. It wasn't. I rewatched it recently. I'm like, it just don't hit. It just don't hit like the first one. That's not to say it wasn't bad, but it just didn't hit like the first one. That was without the crowd. That was without a crowd. You know, that first one was without a crowd. Like, and this one didn't hit. This one didn't do it for me.
See, I guess my thing is matches like that. I kind of tune out the crowd because I want to, like, when I watch New Japan stuff, the crowd doesn't really add much. Like, I'm looking for what you're doing in the ring. And so when I watched this match, I watched Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate at TakeOver Chicago.
Yeah, that was great. That was amazing.
Pete Dunne versus Walter. I forget what TakeOver that was.
That was New York. TakeOver New York. That was the one I almost went to, but we went to the G1 instead.
Okay.
Supercard.
So matches like that, I kind of have a mode.
Right. Oh, sorry.
I kind of have a mode that I go into so I can see what's going on, because I already know the pacing, what the pace is going to be. So yeah.
My number 1 is Shingo Takagi versus Will Ospreay from Wrestling Dontaku. Now, the reason why you like what you just said about the crowd toning out, the fact that this had a crowd, but because the COVID situation in Japan is weird, you can have crowds, but they're socially distanced and they're wearing masks, but they can't like make noise, which is weird.
So they have
all they do is clap, but I think that's really weird, by the way.
I mean, the first Japan match I ever watched was nothing but clapping, by the way.
No, but I'm just saying, I thought it was really strange that like now it's like everybody's socially distanced, they're wearing a mask, but they can't like scream, for their favorite guy. They got the signs and everything, but I mean, they just can't cheer, whatever. I thought that was they gasp sometimes, they were like, oh, when certain stuff happens, but like they can't, actively cheer like they would before, which again, that's whatever. But because of that, this match it had no right being this good. But Takagi and Ospreay have amazing chemistry.
Agogo's from Suffolk?
Huh?
Agogo's from Suffolk?
Oh, yeah, Portsmouth in England. Suffolk, England.
Wait, Suffolk's in Portsmouth?
There's an England. It's in
But he's from Suffolk.
Yeah, in England.
But you just said Portsmouth.
There's a Portsmouth, England, too.
So which one is he from, Portsmouth or Suffolk?
You just said it. He's from Suffolk.
You confused me now.
There's a Portsmouth, England.
Well, I know about Portsmouth. Is there also a Norfolk, right?
That I'm not sure.
So are you telling me England's Virginia?
What?
England is just basically the 757.
Not really. If you really think about it.
There must be a Newport News over there too.
I think there's. I'm pretty sure. Is there a Southampton football club? I think there's a Southampton football club in England. I think.
So basically, England's the 757. Gotcha. Hey, look, it's Dr. Britt Baker.
Yeah, Southampton is a city in England.
Man, she's come a long way, dog.
There is also a Suffolk in England, yes.
So again, England is the 757.
Cambridgeshire. It borders Norfolk to the north, Cambridgeshire to the west, and Essex to the south.
We don't have an Essex. We have a Sussex.
No, we do have
an Essex.
Do I think we do?
I swear.
Essex County in Virginia.
Virginia is England. Virginia is basically England.
If Virginia was basically England, we'd have a way better football program. No, I'm not talking American.
We have a football program.
Anyway, Osprey must
not be good enough.
Was really good. It had no right being as good as it was, but their chemistry was off the charts. Osprey and Takagi's chemistry is really amazing. They've had it like every match they've had. They fought at the New Japan Cup final. Great chemistry. Best of Super Juniors final. Great chemistry. They had it. They were countering each other. I think what's his name hit the Os Cutter on them at one point. Like Shingo hit the Os Cutter on Osprey. So yeah. Great piece of work. Great piece of work.
Yeah, that's a 10.
So yeah.
Look, it's the hot mess. Now I gotta find me something to eat before I go to church.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's all I got. That's my list.
Well, next week I know we're getting into some music, so get your music and everything right. We'll see how we go about that.
Yep.
I learned a lot today that Virginia is England without the good football team.
Teams. There's like 5, actually more than that.
Yes, England without the good football teams.
Yes, plenty. There's a plethora.
And that's it. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Isaac is tearing papers apart and getting ready to hit somebody in the head, a la Brody Lee. Who is this? Oh, it's the person that nobody wants to talk about anymore.
Yeah, shame.
One day she'll be all right.
Nice while it lasted, though.
Yeah.
Same thing with the other guy. No, yep. not the other guy, but same thing with the guy we frequently talk about, even though nobody else talks about him.
Yeah.
Great moments.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting out of here. Peace, love, and Pop Tarts. Always remember to drink water.
Also, everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Yes, Mer. Oh, look, Tully's there. Crumma.
Yeah.
Is that Magnum? Magnum TA.
Yeah, have a Merry Christmas and
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, what am I talking about? Merry Christmas. That's capitalism. That's the capitalist in me talking. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, everybody. Yes. That starts on the 26th. Yes. So when you see us again, we will be in the midst of Kwanzaa. So
yes,
we'll
be in the midst of Kwanzaa, and our inner hoteps will be coming out.
Maybe I'll come in here with a kufi on.
If you do, I'm dying.
All right, I'm gonna go find me a kufi. We out of here, y'all.